the Afrozons show with your girl SheilaO. This is where Afro beats meets hip hop. It meets Afro trap. It meets Afro Caribbean. It meets Afro everything. That's what's up. And we are still the only Afro beat show on a major FM US dial that's also nationally syndicated. We've come a long way.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you, sweetheart. But today, Afrobeat gets to meet Afro Hollywood, all right? And in the studio with me, all right, are two major stars. I'm going to do an intro about the show first, and I'm going to bring my girls in. Two major superstars, okay? They're from the hit show, the hit series on CBS. It's called Bob Heart Abishola. I wasn't sure if it was Bob Love Abishola, but I'm going to say Bob Heart. Heart Abishola. Okay, this show is being created. I think it's created by Chuck Lorre. Is it created by him? And by Chuck Lorre. Okay, I'm coming for you, Gina. Hey, Chuck Lorre and me. It's coming. Your own is special. Okay. Gina, you know when they play. Okay. All right. Created by Chuck Lorre. You all know Chuck Lorre. Chuck Lorre is the brains behind Two and a Half Men. He's got the Big Bang Theory. He's got Michael Molly, Two Broke Girls. But now he's gonna have the biggest hit he's ever had on his hands.
That's right.
And you know why? Because not only is the lead Abishola, the love interest, but it's also co-produced, co-written by London's, Nigeria's #1 comedian, Gina. YASHERE! Is that good, babe?
That was good.
Okay, I'll get my check later. Okay. All right, guys, really welcome. Thank you so much for being at the Afrozons show. Really appreciate it. Can you tell me about the Bob Hearts Abishola?
Well, Bob Hearts Abishola, I feel like I have to talk in my Niger accent now.
Feel free.
That's right.
Anyone is international, so we won't get you.
All right, Bob Hearts Abishola is a story about a compression sock salesman who has a heart attack, and while he's recovering, he meets a Nigerian nurse, Abishola, and he falls for her and starts pursuing her initially with compression socks.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's an immigrant story, but also it's an immigrant story. Abishola has moved to America for a better life for herself and her son, and she's hell-bent that her son will go to Harvard and become a doctor. So we explore the immigrant experience within the story, specifically the Nigerian Yoruba experience, but universally it's also.
Really appreciate that, and you know, like I said in the intro of the show, Afrozons being the first Afrobeat show, you know, you are the first show to actually depict a Nigerian family on mainstream television.
Well, welcome.
That's no joke. Yeah. So not only have you really put Nigeria more forward, you've actually put Africa, because Nigeria is the giant of Africa. So giving us that platform is huge kudos.
I think
we appreciate that.
Thank you. I mean, this I started a hashtag, or I don't know if one existed before, but hashtag Thank You Chuck Lorre, because the initial idea started with him.
Yes.
So I think he should be applauded for that.
Really applaud. You don't applaud Chuck Lorre, right, guys? You don't applaud it. No, seriously.
Shout out to Chuck.
Seriously.
And it's a beautiful thing, even for myself, to see this kind of imagery on primetime television. I wish I was growing up now.
I know. Buhari will be very proud of you. I hope he gives you a land. Okay, moving on swiftly. FOLAKE has no comment. Gina, how'd you get the gig? Because moving all the way, Gina, you might not know this, right? First and foremost, big fan.
Oh, thank you.
Big fan,
Thank you.
Totally love what you do. I'm a Brit as well.
Oh, you are?
I don't tell because I have no accent, you know, but known you from the days of Hackney Empire. My sister who kind of raised me, who I lived with, was Kanye King.
Oh, wow.
You know, I'm also
Kanye King?
Yeah, that's what raised.
For real?
Yeah, I lived with her. And Kanye and I mean, I'm on the board of the Mobiles as well, so obviously
I hosted the Mobiles twice.
I was coming.
Okay.
You see you? So, I want to know something, Gina. Moving from the UK to America, what made you come up with that crazy idea? What happened?
Long story short, as a child, I used to say to my mum all the time, why did you come to England? I could have been born in Miami. Why? I thought she made an error. Instead of going to America, she went to England. So I've been a fan of being, you know, when we watched your movies, you had better candies than us here. Better bikes, better clothes, better everything. Every movie looked like American kids had a much better life. So I had a dream of moving to America from childhood. Even when I studied to become an engineer and became an engineer, I was building and repairing elevators for Otis, which is an American company, because I was planning to transfer to America somehow by hook or by crook. So when I became a comedian, the dream continued. I'm going to do my comedy in America. And so, you know, I got quite successful in England. I became,
Yes, you were.
you know.
That's why I said, why I make the crazy move.
Because I hit the glass ceiling in England. And the glass ceiling in England,
True.
you know, I saw my white counterparts that were opening for me, then go on to become superstars, selling out stadiums where I was always guesting on other people's TV shows, and they wouldn't give me my own. And I thought, well, at least if I go to America, when I hit that glass ceiling, because there's a glass ceiling for black people in America too, but when I hit that glass ceiling, at least I'll be a millionaire when I hit it.
That's right.
So I was like, I'm going to America. So it was the dream, and so I did it. I got on a TV show called Last Comic Standing in 2007, and I got through to the final 10. And they got me a 2-year work visa, and I was like, what does that mean? I can live and work in America legally for 2 years? Okay, I sold my house in London, I sold everything, I gave away everything I owned, threw a massive party, and said, goodbye England, I'm going to America and I ain't coming back.
And here you are.
And that was it, that was
Here you
2007, I'm still here, 2019.
Okay, that's beautiful. Look at where it's brought you. It's brought you to BOB Hearts Abishola.
Yeah.
Abishola, you have 20 siblings, or is it that you're the 21st, or the 22nd, the 23rd, or you're the 19th? Which one are you?
20th.
The 20th.
Wow.
How was it like growing up for you? You were born in Nigeria?
Yes, I was born in Lagos.
You were born in Lagos. So how was it growing up for you in a big household like that with 20 kids? And did you have strict parents? Let me know.
Well, people automatically assume that we all grew up in the same house, but there's a huge age gap.
Right.
My father was born in 1917, so he would have been over 100.
Oh, wow.
My eldest brother is in his mid-70s, so by the time I came around, my father was around 65, and most of his kids had moved out and had families of their own. I had nieces and nephews that were older than I was. I think I had a grandnephew or a grandniece before I was born, or by the time I was born. So we didn't all grow up in the same house. In a way, I actually felt like an only child. I had a brother, but who was right before me, and we lived together, but we weren't very close growing up. So I was just left to my own devices. I used to run away from home to the next house. No one would look for me. I'd come back at night. Yeah. But so I didn't grow up with all of them. My parents weren't strict. My father was older.
Yeah.
He'd experienced multiple children, so he was probably like, whatever, do whatever you want.
So acting is not a profession that Nigerians are comfortable with. That's why I asked you how strict they were, because I wanted to know what kind of punishment you had when you decided that you wanted to be an actress. I mean, now it's a different story, but when you broke the news or when you went to New York to study acting, was that the game plan? Were you not meant to be a doctor, engineer, or lawyer, pharmacist?
I was supposed to be a lawyer. I was supposed to be a lawyer, and I was named after the first senior advocate of Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
So that was, I guess, my father's roadmap for me. And although he started all his children off on piano, he was classically trained on piano, he was adamantly against being a musician. And I found out down the line that a bunch of us had all taught ourselves how to play electric guitar.
Right.
So when I moved to New York, I started teaching myself, and I found out some of my elder brothers had done the same thing. My parents, there was so much emotional trauma that I experienced from wanting to be a performer, have creative outlets, and they were just firmly against it. But I moved to New York, and I guess I attained creative liberation and did my own thing. It's such a long story.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have enough time to get into it.
But I appreciate that.
You know, a lot of Nigerian kids are doing that now. You know, Davido?
That's right.
And all of us are
Baby
doing it. And so you've got to remember, Nigerians, I know you want your best for your kids and you want them to be doctors, lawyers, engineers, accountants, all of that good stuff. But remember, don't try and force a child into something that they might not have the aptitude for.
It's very interesting too, because Abishola, the character I play, is of the same mentality.
Yes.
You're going to
She's
become
doing that with
a
her
doctor.
son right now.
Yes.
I based her on my mother.
Right. You did?
I based Abishola on my mother because my mother was like, you're going to be a doctor. You're going to be even before when she was pregnant with me, people would say, what are you going to have? And she'd be like, I don't know, but I'm having a doctor. And that was always, so when we were writing the show and creating the show, I basically infused a lot of my family history and stories into the character of Abishola. So that's why her son's got to be a doctor, because that was what she was trying to make me become as a child. I didn't discover until 18 that I wasn't going to be a doctor when I realised I cannot stand the sight of blood. So then I switched to the next thing on the list, which was engineering. So then my mother was like, okay, engineer, we can live with that.
Yeah.
And then turns to my brother, you will be the doctor. So basically the stories of Bob Hearts Abishola, especially the Nigerian side of the families, a lot of stuff I put in there from my upbringing, and the experiences of first generation.
Being a Nigerian as well, I was born in Nigeria, I was born in Lagos, I grew up in England, and now I stay in Chicago. So like I say, I grew up in 3 different continents. But one thing I know about Nigerians is success is important. So yes, they want you to be a doctor, but if you now decide to be Abishola, Bob Hearts Abishola, hey! I told you my child, she's #1. You decide to be a top comedian, hey! The thing is, #1 is what's
as long as you succeed.
I think it's all coming from a place of love. As they know it, wanting us to be successful, and for them at that time, it meant following this profession, so we're guaranteed to bring money, I guess.
Yeah.
But now the days have changed.
The days have changed.
Yeah,
the days have changed.
My mother could not be any prouder of me now.
I saw her one time you received an award.
Oh yeah,
and she was in the audience.
Oh no, I was doing
around or something. Something happened.
I was doing a show, a stand-up show, and I was doing the whole routine about how in a Nigerian family there's only 4 choices of career: doctor, lawyer, engineer, disgrace of the family. And I did a whole routine about my mother. My mother was in the audience.
Yes, I saw that.
And I point to my mum, and she stands up and spreads her arms out and goes, "Yes, I am the reason the clown. I am the reason that clown is on the stage right now because of me." So she loved it and she enjoyed it, and I love those moments because I was able to thank her for installing in me that work ethic. Yes. So and funny enough, that is the set that brought me to Chuck Lorre and brought me to this show.
That's what I was going to ask you, Gina. How did you meet Chuck Lorre? Because I want to know how you met him, and I want to know how Abishola got the role.
I literally got a call last summer from my agent saying Chuck Lorre wants to meet you. And I'm like, Chuck, okay. And so they flew me over to, I was living in New York. They flew me to Los Angeles. I walked in the room with Chuck, and Chuck's like, look, I just had this idea in my head. I haven't written anything down. It's just an idea because he loves Billy Gardell. He worked with Billy Gardell on Mike and Mom.
And that's Bob.
So he's like, who plays Bob. So he goes, I want to do another show with Billy Gardell. Right. This time I don't want to do it with a white woman. I want to do it with a Nigerian woman. So they brought me in.
Specific, Nigerian.
Very specific, Nigerian woman. And so they brought me in and they were like, we want you to consult on the show. First they brought me in as a consultant because they're like, we're 3 white guys. It was Chuck, Al Higgins, Eddie Gordetsky. It's like, we're 3 white guys. We can't write a show about Nigerians. We don't know anything about you people. And so they brought me in as a consultant. So once I got in the room as a consultant, I was like, you need more than a consultant because you don't even know what you're going to call this character. Originally they wanted to call her Lupita.
Oh no, the young girl.
So I was like, okay.
I
was like, okay, let's stop that. For start, wrong country, wrong country, and a second, that's a Spanish name. She was born in Mexico.
That's right.
There are no Nigerians called Lupita.
None.
Here is a list of Nigerian names. I suggest Abishola. Here is a list. So basically, they were like, oh, we need her. We need more than a consultant. We need her to help us write this show because we can't do it. So basically, I became a co-creator of the show. I sat in so originally a meeting that was supposed to last 2 days ended up lasting 3 weeks, where I stayed in LA and wrote the show with them and wrote the scripts and put all the Nigerian culture into it and saying, because there's certain things that they don't even know. Like I said, there's certain things that you have your black American kids do on TV shows that would never happen in an African family, where the child comes in from school, goes to the fridge, pulls a bottle of orange juice out the fridge and drips straight from the bottle and puts it back in the fridge. I said, in the Nigerian family,
that's a knock on the head.
One knuckle to the forehead.
That's knocking forehead.
So I'm like, these are the sort of things that you wouldn't notice that I'm going to put into the show, so that Africans watching this show will know that this is authentic. Exactly. And then even though my family are from Benin City, I decided to make the family Yoruba because being born and raised in England, Yoruba seemed to be the most prominent tribe that I came.
They were the first tribe to actually travel out of Nigeria.
Exactly. So they're the first tribe, the most prominent tribe.
My father traveled on a boat to study law at London School of Economics.
Oh, imagine.
On a boat.
My mother went from Nigeria to England on a boat. Both my mother and father went on a boat. So I made the family Yoruba, even though I'm not Yoruba, because I thought, well, most Nigerians, everybody knows Yoruba, and they seem to be the ones that seem to be everywhere. It was Yoruba Igbo, and I work with Yoruba because I'm more familiar with Yoruba. Yes. So that's basically how it was. I became a co-creator on the show, and then we started casting for Abishola, and obviously I wrote myself into the show as her best friend, Kemi, because I'm not a fool, people. I want all those checks.
Okay, so,
So
you
yeah,
put yourself in.
people never recognize me because I look nothing like
No,
Kenny.
you don't, because you have that wig on.
Yes, but
you got
I
that
am the
wig
woman on the
but-
bus and in the cafeteria, that's me.
Yeah, that's Kimmy.
But yeah.
So how did Abishola get the role? Abishola, how'd you get the role?
It was a regular audition process for me. Sitting at home
Wow.
for days. And
Wow.
I finally get a call from my agents. I get an email actually with the breakdown for the character and audition date, and they say, "Can I confirm you?" And I say, "Yeah." And I start working on it. I just got back from Nigeria, I remember last year. Around, I'd been in Nigeria around August, and I think I got the audition either in October or November. And I read the sides. I thought, oh, this is pretty cool, really well written. It was very easy to memorize the lines. That's
Yeah.
usually a tell sign that it's a well-written project.
Yeah.
And I went in, I did the first audition, and it went great. I thought it went perfect. I put everything on the table. And then I forgot about it, which is usually my process.
Right.
So I don't set myself up for failure, so I'm not disappointed. To manage the disappointment,
Expectations, yeah.
to manage expectations, because this field comes with a lot of rejection.
Yeah.
Forgot about it, and then I got, I think a few days later, or perhaps a week later, I get a call for a callback. I was like, okay, well, that's cool. Worked on it, went in there, I met with Chuck, Al, and Eddie, and the casting directors again, and I did the damn thing. Can I say
And they sent me the
You
tape.
can say that. You can say that.
I did the damn thing, and I left it all out there. I put everything into it, and it felt good.
And you're so
but
good at it now.
thank you so
Awesome.
much. And then same process. Forget about it. It never happened. I did what I needed to do.
We
I
knew.
let it out there.
We knew.
But you guys
that.
knew that it was
Yeah,
her,
well,
right?
when we were
And
looking
then-
to start casting,
and then
I said,
think the third one was the test.
Yeah.
And again, I went in there, met with Billy, met with everyone, and still I was like, nah, it's not gonna happen, whatever. And then I get the final call around December that you booked it. I was like, oh shit.
So,
oops.
let you know something. That was my girl, FOLAKE.
Yeah,
FOLAKE,
yeah.
that was a big tune.
Thank
You know
you.
what I like
Thank
it?
you, thank
It's
you.
just easy. It's the hook is on point. It's catchy, and it's something.
prophesying.
Yes. Even if you're not feeling the mood, even if like when things are going wrong for you, I think this is the song you play because you have to prophesy. So now,
Yes.
did you write the song after the money came?
Oh, no.
Or was it before the money came? Because I think the lyrics, man, like the bank accounts and all that, and you know.
By the grace of
Bob
God, the
Hearts,
money was always there.
Abishola, amen. So tell
Amen.
us, what made you write that?
I wrote this song in August, so this was like 2 months before I even knew BOB HEARTS ABISHOLA existed.
Wow.
Yes, and we've been sitting on it for over a year, and we just released it on the 1st of November. I went home and I worked with a producer and my music partner, Sujo.
Okay.
And we sat in the studio and we wrote it together. I remember he just started with a beat and I was like, wait, happy, happy, money all come. And that was the hook, that was the first thing we got.
It's gonna make every party in Lagos.
Amen. That's why I'm going home to shoot a video.
Nice.
In December.
Nice.
Let me know what's going on with all the parties, guys.
Oh, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be
Let's
there.
turn up. 5G
Let's
for
turn
life.
up. Afrozons is giving away a free trip for two to Africa, to Lagos, Nigeria. We do it every
Nice.
year. Yes, and we have a Flight Time Festival
Nice.
with Megan Thee Stallion, Boys to Men,
Nice.
Mace. We've got tons of artists coming out there. Coffee, you
Nice.
just name it, and Burna Boy, Davido. They all have their own concerts as well while we're out there. So this is not a time to not be in West Africa. You gotta be in Lagos.
And
all
your
right,
concert.
and of course pop into Ghana as well for Rock Nation.
Yeah, and your
Afro
concert.
Nation.
And your concert is in a hotel on
The
Adetokunbo
concert
Ademola
that's
Street,
right.
which is exactly where I grew up.
Are you serious?
I grew up right on that street.
You're
Staring.
an island girl.
I'm an island girl. I grew up right in front
Okay.
of Babbage. I knew the smell of before I knew what that was.
Yeah, for those that don't know.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Oh wow, I'm loving it. Okay, now I need my second track. Can you please play my second track for me, please? My Rima track. All right. I want to see how you all are thinking about music.
It's the test.
How is it, Tab?
Hey,
Oh,
are we
gosh.
freestyling? Don't let me freestyle here in Vision.
Okay, it's the Afrozons show with your girl SheilaO. Gina, tunes on Tuesday. Who is it?
Hey.
Who is it, Gina?
Oh my
No Shazam. Who is it, Gina? No Shazam. Under 30s, don't even bother. It's for Gina YASHERE. Who is it? Tunes on Tuesday.
Wait, let me hear it. God. Wait, I know this tune. I know this tune.
Who
Wait.
is it? Tunes on Tuesday. Turn up.
Oh, wait.
On the 30th, don't even apply. This for Gina.
I love that.
Like, you can help her if you want to help her. 5, 4, 3. Who is it? Who is it? Tunes on Tuesday. No Shazam. Okay.
Who is it?
I got it's Rima. It's Rima. All right, guys, I have to do that to my girl because I love when she does that. Tunes on Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
And it's not as often as it should be. Why, Gina? What's going on?
It's every Tuesday. I've only missed a couple because obviously I'm working on this show every day.
Right.
Every day. I do a scene, I take off my wig and my costume, and then I go straight back into the office and I start writing scripts. So I'm working every day on this show. So I try and do my tunes. Follow me on Instagram, people, at Gina Yashere, at GINAYASHERE. Follow me on Instagram. Every Tuesday I do a Tunes on Tuesday.
Tunes on Tuesday.
And I play a tune and you have to guess who it is.
On the 30th, don't even apply.
I'm going to stay with because these are classics. These are classics. I do classic hip hop, classic soul and funk, classic Nigerian. I had Victor Owaifa. I did Victor Owaifa.
Did?
I did Victor
I was trying to find the Afro beats.
And nobody knew. They were all thinking it was Sunny Ade. And I was like, guess again, people. But yeah, so I do classic music. And I play a tune and you have to guess, and then I often give out free tickets for my shows for the
I love it, I love
person
it.
to
Do you
guess.
miss the road though, Gina? That's my, I want to know,
know
do you
what?
miss the road?
Stand-up comedy
is your life. So
stand-up is my first love, and I've been on the road doing stand-up comedy for over 20 years. And I've travelled to probably 80% of the planet. I've done comedy. And you know, it's so funny, no matter what country I've been to, I've never not met a Nigerian. I've met Nigerians in Malaysia,
everywhere.
in China, in everywhere, Italy, France,
150 million
everywhere.
We
Nigerians
count the
travel.
inside.
But I miss doing comedy and doing it out, but I will be back as soon as we finish filming this show.
Beautiful. But this show is here to stay.
Oh,
yes.
Well,
Thinking about the show, we have socks for you.
Oh wow.
Bob Hearts Abishola.
So follow us on Instagram at bobheartsabishola.com. That's HEARTS for hearts.
Not .com, Bob Hearts, at Bob Hearts Abishola.
There we go, at Bob Hearts Abishola. Thank you.
And what is your Instagram?
And my Instagram is at the.folake. So THE_FOLAKE.
I want to throw this in quickly as well,
Follow
guys.
us.
I want to throw this in quickly because I need people to understand, you know, people's pedigree. You know, I know I was able to tell you about Gina's pedigree because I, of course, grew up in England and everything else with the mobiles training me and everything. But Folake, you've also been in the industry, so can you give us a list of programs you've actually featured on here in the U.S.? Because I saw it on your bio.
Okay, I've been acting for about 20 years, almost 20 years. I moved
So people
to America.
need to know that.
Yes.
Okay?
I moved to America and I studied theater at the City College of New York. And my background and my foundation was in off Broadway shows in New York, musical theater. That's my foundation in acting. And I did everything. I started with extra work. I did tons of extra work. My first extra work gig was on Sex and the City when it was still a series.
HBO.
Yes. And that was I did a ton of extra work. I worked from the bottom
to the top.
to Abishola.
And now you are first lady.
Amen.
Abishola for president. Abishola for president.
You are welcome.
Gina says you're welcome.
Also, I think it's also important that I say that I also studied audio engineering at the Institute of Research in the Audio Institute of Research in New York because music is very special to me. And I've worked with David Bowie and check out my single.
Definitely, we're going to check out the single, guys. And then the last question is, Afrozons, you know when we first started, I told you was the first and only Afrobeat show on a major FM dial. How does that make you guys feel as British, American, Nigerians? How does that make you feel that Afrobeats is actually on a national terrestrial platform that's nationally syndicated? How does that make you feel?
It's amazing. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, we've been plugging the Afrobeats. I don't know if you know, but our DJs in England on the main stations, on the Kiss FMs and the Choices and all that, were plugging the Afrobeats from back in the day. So it's great to hear on American stations and you're getting that mainstream attention. Because you know, African music, our music has been infused in American music for a long time. Missy Elliott was using African music. If you listen to some of Missy Elliott's earlier albums, she was using African music back then. That's right. So they've been using our stuff for years. So it's good that our African artists are now getting on the forefront. And you've got Drake asking Wizkid to help him on records and things like that. You know, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful. And who would you like to collaborate with? Afrobeats. What do you think? Because I can make it happen. Just see.
Oh, really?
Which one?
All right, I'm really into Cristiano.
Done.
I love his stuff.
Done.
I'm into Tenny.
Done.
Wizkid, of
Done.
course. Davido.
Done.
Well, Two-Face. Two-Face.
Two-Face. Done.
Sonny Ade.
Done.
SheilaO Benny.
Done.
Wait. Hold on.
What about Burna Boy?
Of course, Burna Boy for there. I'm thinking more about our legends. Femi Kuti. Who else? What's his name? Pasuma. There we go.
Pasuma. Nice.
I will dance in all of those videos. I will dance
Asha.
backing in all of those videos.
Asha got me through my mom's funeral. That first album.
That's our girl.
Yeah, I would love to work with Asha. Sade.
I can't find her. We can't find Sade, but she's somewhere.
Listen, I'm serious. I'm going home in December. I'm just
there.
working on music.
That's why I'm asking you. Would you want to work it? Because I'm there, and then we have
Daniel,
and if they want to come and make guest appearances on
Fouls, the bad
Bob
guy, P Square, Plantation Boys, Tony Titola, going back.
No more P Square.
No more P Square?
No, they're separated. So you
that's
have
a
to choose
shame.
either Peter or Paul.
Okay. Well, both of them.
One of the P's.
Also, Daddy Fresh.
Ooh.
I'm going. I'm trying to Daddy Shoki.
We got you.
I'm trying to go old school.
Before we go, please watch the show, Bob Hearts Abishola, Monday nights, 8:30 p.m.
on
7:30 Central, CBS. Watch the Nigerians, Africans, everybody out here listen to music. Please watch the show. We talk about representation. To keep that representation, we've got to support the show. So watch the show, people. And it's really good at that. It's not even
honestly.
It's a good show.
You've never seen anything like this.
No, they haven't. But you know what Gina said is really key. We talk about representational love. We always carry this placard. Oh God, they left us out. Come on now. Now we are in the forefront. It's now left for us to now build this because it's for us. All right. It's not for anybody else. It's for us. So we have to make sure that it remains on a major platform as CBS. That is no joke. So
the first Nigerian immigrant family on primetime television in American history.
Never been done.
Never been done.
And now they're here with me at
Let's keep this on the air, please.
And there's Gina, please write Sheila in. Thank you.
I need to pay off this house. So please keep it on the air. Watch the show. I need to pay off this house I just bought.
Gina, write Sheila in.
What time is it again?
8:30 p.m. 7:30 Central. CBS. Monday night. Watch it.
I don't even understand this part. And then FOLAKE's cousin. Hi.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we look at that.
She's going to be our next nurse.
I am interviewing. Big shout out to the Nigerian nurses as well. You guys are out there with them.
Nah, they were amazing.
Shout out to Mary Dasha. Thanks for the connect. Great shout going out to my girl Wendy. I see you as pretty as you
Wendy out here rapping us.
Wendy, we're rapping everybody. Yeah, Wendy on. We're rapping Wendy Berry. We rap it.
She's up
my guys are Rock Nation. When I said Wendy was coming, they were like, oh, Wendy Berry. I'm like, that's how they do Rock Nation. Yeah. What's up? Be high. He said that to me. Yes, that I told him. He was like, yes. Thank you so much, guys, for coming through. Much respect. I'm gonna keep supporting you. At least you know you got a fan over here. I'm gonna keep pushing this because
I'll see you
not for any pay slip or nothing, but because it helps us. Your growth helps our growth.
Yes.
So for us, it's like priceless.
It's
We're
for
very
the
proud
culture.
of you, and for the culture, we're behind you. We got
And when
you.
I come to Chicago next to do my next live show, which I'm going to be
You're gonna stay in
doing,
my house. Yeah.
I'm coming to this station, and you lot better come to my show and support.
Yeah, but you gonna stay in my house too. Come take the palm wine.
I'm gonna get real pounded jam.
Pounded jam and goosey across the Moi moi. I need some moi moi.
Oh God, really guys, I love you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Happy, money don't come. The money don't come.